We've all heard the stories about reincarnation. Maybe we've even joked about it. But what if it's not really about who you were? What if it's all about the incredible being you are right now in the process of becoming? What if this whole thing isn't some random cycle, but the universe's most epic strategy for evolution?
Okay, let's just get this out of the way. It's the first place our minds go, right? Was I a famous queen, a brilliant general, maybe an undiscovered artist? And look, it's a fun thought, but honestly, it totally misses the point. The real story is so much bigger and, frankly, way more interesting than that. So, on one side, you have the popular ideas. You know that karma is just this cosmic reward and punishment system, and that the whole goal is to remember every single mistake you ever made. But what if that's just a massive misunderstanding? What if the real purpose is soul evolution, and the system is actually designed to help us forget?
To really wrap our heads around this, we have to start with one crucial distinction: the difference between the actor and the many, many roles they play. Getting this is the key that unlocks this entire idea.
So first up, you have the soul. This is the real you, the permanent, immortal, true person that is the actual star of this show. It's the consciousness that learns and grows and evolves through every single experience, across all of time.
And then there's the personality. Think of this as a temporary costume. It's a character the soul creates for one specific lifetime, one play. It's a vehicle that's perfectly designed for a particular set of lessons and experiences, and it's meant to be set aside when the curtain falls.
And that implies something pretty profound. The soul has absolutely no interest in playing the same character over and over again. To truly evolve, it needs variety. It needs the whole spectrum. So a life spent as a hero might be followed by a life of quiet service, precisely because the soul is trying to build a complete being, not just a one-trick pony. Which brings us to a totally revolutionary idea. What if the fact that we can't remember our past lives isn't a bug in the system, but its most critical and brilliant feature?
The philosopher Sri Aurobindo puts it this way. He says that a complete memory of past lives wouldn't be a gift at all. He says it would be a chain, a serious obstacle, binding us to old patterns and making any real, fresh growth almost impossible. I mean, just imagine it for a second. Try starting a new life while you're still dragging around the baggage of every single old grudge, every past heartbreak, every obsession, every ancient hatred. You'd be so completely bogged down by who you were that you'd have zero freedom to discover who you're meant to be now. So when you look at it that way, this forgetting isn't a mistake. It's not an accident. It's a deliberate, compassionate act of cosmic wisdom. It's the universe handing us a clean slate, a necessary reset that gives the soul the freedom it needs for its next great adventure.
Okay, so this leads to the most obvious question, right? If we shed the personality and the memories get wiped, then what's the point? What is it that actually survives the trip from one life to the next?
This is really the core of it, isn't it? If all the details of the story, all the plot points are erased, what essence are we actually collecting? Well, the answer is, it's not the information we keep, it's the transformation. First, we carry over the qualities of consciousness we've developed. So you might not remember the specific books you read in a past life, but you keep a mind that has become more flexible, more intuitive, more capable. You're upgrading the inner instrument itself. Second, we hold on to the essential capacities that we forged through all that experience. The raw capacity for knowledge, for powerful action, for leadership, for strength of character. These get absorbed deep into the soul, ready to be used in new and different ways next time around.
And finally, and this is the most profound part, our experiences change the very substance of our being. It's a growth that happens at the deepest possible level. You know, a tree doesn't consciously remember every single day of sunlight or every drop of rain, but it assimilates that energy into its very wood, its very substance, and it becomes stronger. It's the same with us. We literally become what we have experienced.
So where is all this going? What's the ultimate goal of this immense cosmic journey? It's about building what Sri Aurobindo calls an opulent personality, one that is fully loaded and ready for humanity's next great evolutionary leap.
Now, when he says opulent, he's not talking about money or possessions. He means rich in being. a personality that is just overflowing with the fruits of all that hard work, packed with the wisdom and capacities from countless lifetimes. It's a being that is finally ready for a fundamental transition to a higher state of consciousness. And this richness gets built up in stages. First, the soul goes out and explores a huge variety of lives and different ways of being. Through that, it builds up a richness of experience from all these different cultures and times. This, in turn, develops its essential capacities. And finally, all these different veiled personalities, the scientist, the artist, the warrior, the mystic, they all get combined and integrated into one complex, powerful, and incredibly capable being. So really, you can see this entire process as a kind of cosmic training ground. The whole cycle of rebirth is designed to forge souls that are complex, versatile, and strong enough to help trigger a major shift in consciousness for the entire human race.
So that's the massive cosmic blueprint. But what's really incredible is that we can take this same law of renewal and evolution and we can apply it to our own lives, right here, right now. We can consciously copy what the soul does. At the end of a big project, or the end of a year, or even just at the end of a single day, we can do this. First, review what happened. Second, assimilate the essential lesson. What was the growth? Third, and this is crucial, consciously release the trivial details, the arguments, the anxieties, the noise, and finally, step into the next phase fresh and unburdened. The big takeaway here is this. We don't have to wait for the end of a lifetime to be reborn. We can treat a new year, a new job, heck, even tomorrow morning, as a new birth. It's a chance to start fresh, carrying forward only the wisdom we've gained, free from the chains of yesterday.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. As you move forward from this moment, what is the temporary baggage, the surface-level story that you can choose to release? And what is the real, essential growth, the change in the very substance of your being that you will choose to carry with you?